Thanks for clicking. My name is Mark Mitchell. I'm a mortgage broker here in London, Ontario. Today I want to briefly go over a report released yesterday by RBC, which looks at the level of affordability for real estate in Canada. The report argues that housing mania has overtaken Canada, and that where our real estate is actually at the least affordable it's been since 1990. When looking at affordability, the report looks at mortgage payments and carrying costs of a house across multiple Canadian markets, and looks at what percentage of the median income of that market it takes to carry a house. So it looks at principal, interest, taxes, and heat, and measures that against the median income. And from that, it tries to find out what percentage of the median income is used to carry a house in each one of the markets that it looks at. Well, the report doesn't look specifically or in-depthly at London, Ontario. It does mention it, albeit minorly, but it is mentioned. So today I just want to go through that data and see how we compare to some of the other cities and what the trend lines are. I also want to go over some new statistics that have come out this past week, just to show that there is some positive signs to London's surge in its housing prices, despite what the reports released by RBC says. So we'll just start by looking at a comparison to a few months ago, where London was listed fourth on the affordability trend. On the RBC report. And if you look at the following graph, we can see that the trend has actually we've moved up to even more affordable. So, yes. So yeah, a few months ago, or in March, we were listed fourth in the Unaffordability index, but have moved down the list. Now we're third, overtaking Halifax on the list of overall affordability. So London is moving down the list, and I think I know that won't be a surprise to anybody who lives in London, as we've seen our prices go up by $100,000-$200,000 over the past year, as more and more bidding wars became the name of the game here in the Four City. With that said, the report does show some positive trends here in London. With the sales to new listing ratio actually down from where it was previously. Sales to new listing ratio is a measure of how long homes will sit on the market until they're already sold. So we want to see more homes come to market than are sold, and that kind of shows us approaching more of a balanced market rather than the seller's market that's kind of characterized all the way the last couple months or years, as we can see in this chart. That's actually backed up by some of the data that came out last week in London, where there were 45 different listings that actually went off the market. When listings actually leave the market when they weren't bought or sold, it's usually because they were priced too high or priced too low, and whichever reason that it was, whichever strategy was used, didn't end up in the house being sold. So London's sales to new listing ratio actually does seem to be getting a little bit better, in that not everything that comes to market is sold right away. So it's getting more to that balanced market area that a lot of people are hoping for. Also, there were quite a few price increases, 19 I believe, last week. So that even shows even more that we're coming back down to a balanced market. Price decreases generally don't happen unless a house is sat on the market for some time. So we'll see what happens next week when the June data comes out. But as for right now, we do see some positive signs for the London market. So in conclusion, the report released by RBC isn't good news for Canada as a whole. It does show that we're becoming more and more unaffordable, which means that houses are going to be more unaffordable for the average family. We haven't seen a level of affordability like this since 1990. So, I mean, it's little reason why RBC is calling it housing mania. London, for its part, is also getting worse on the affordability index, moving up relative to the other cities in Canada. With that said, there was also some data released this week that shows some positive signs. So the RBC report comes out quarterly. The report that just came out shows that we're worse off than we were 3 months ago. But with the vaccines coming out and everything getting kind of back to normal times in, say, the next few months, we'll have to wait and see what the next report looks like 3 months from now. And next week we'll do another video as well, looking at the data that came out specifically to London for the June sales. And we'll see what kind of the sales to new listing ratio, average price, and time on market to kind of get a good idea of what the London real estate market will be looking like as we start to open up and everything starts to get back to normal. So if you like this video and you want to receive those updates, please do click like and subscribe, and you'll get updates as they come out. Thank you.